is what is the equivalent of 10 to the negative 3? Right, what does this equal in terms of a decimal? Well, the answer is 0.001 or 1 over 1,000, but let's just talk for a moment about why that is. Notice it's not negative. So what's happening here? I like to look at a pattern here or a string. If we have 10 to the third, what does that mean? Well, that means 1 times 10 times 10 times 10, which equals 1,000. Notice I started with this number 1 here. I don't need that number, but it helps me see the pattern of exponents. Because now with 10 squared, I have 1 times 10 times 10, which is 100, and then 10 to the first, which is just 1 times 10, or 10, and this leads us to 10 to the 0. Now, we notice that each time we're moving down here, we're dividing by 10, right? Our number is getting 10 times smaller. So the next step, if I divide by 10, is to get the number 1, which is 10 times smaller than 10. And here, if you notice this pattern, here we have 3 tens and 2 tens and 1 10. 10 to the 0 means 1 times no tens, or just 1. Now if we keep following this pattern of dividing by 10, we get 10 to the negative first, which has to mean 1/10, right? 10 times smaller than 1. And part of the reason for this is it means 1 divided by 10, which is the reciprocal of 10 to the first, which meant 1 times 10. Following this pattern, 10 to the negative second is 1/100th, right? Which means 1 divided by 10, which is the reciprocal of 10 squared. When I say reciprocal, right, notice we have 100 and then 1 over 100. In the previous step we had 10 for 10 to the first. So 10 to the negative first is 1 over 10. So that means, of course, that 10 to the negative third is the reciprocal of 10 to the third, which equals 1,000. So if 10 to the third equals 1,000, 10 to the negative third is the reciprocal of that, or the flipped, I guess I'll say the flipped of 1,000. So instead of 1,000 over 1, it's 1 over 1,000. And you can always tell if two numbers are reciprocals if you multiply them and get the number 1. If I multiply 1 over 1,000 times 1,000, I get 1. That's one way of thinking about this. And you have to remember that the negative exponent refers to division. So you could have said, okay, take 1 and divide it by 10 3 times. Well, every time I divide by 10, I move my decimal to the left. Once, twice, 3 times, which is 0.001 or 1/1000th. Those are equivalent statements. All right, thanks.